In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to play the mobile game Combat Cards. Now, before we get into that, I want to talk about why you should take a look at the game Combat Cards. Now, for me, the reason why I actually got back into this hobby was playing a mobile app game. That game no longer exists, and Combat Cards have reached out to us to say, would we like to give Combat Cards a try? Now, I have, and I can honestly say that I really have enjoyed my time playing Combat Cards, and I thought, in true Vanguard Tactics style, it'll be great to show you actually how to play this game, because there is a lot of tactical depth to this game, and I think what I love about it most is a really good way for beginners to be introduced to the language, some of the miniatures, and the cards that they've got have all been painted by the Eavy Metal team, so they're actually able to use the Games Workshop artwork, and it looks absolutely stunning. And there is, like I said, a lot of tactical depth for even, more experienced players like myself and others here at the studio. We've been really enjoying playing the game, so we're going to take a look at it. So Combat Cards, let's go. Massive thank you to Combat Cards for sponsoring this video, and also they have something very special for you. So using the QR code or the link below, you can enter the code Vanguard, and if you do that, you're going to get loads of extra benefits for this new Orc release. And also, Gazgul Thraka has arrived finally, and he is looking absolutely fantastic in the classic Eavy Metal box art. Use the code Vanguard and get coins, plasma, 40 Orc cards, and loads of extra benefits. So thank you, Combat Cards. Now, when you first open up the app, there are lots of different ways to play. Now, as I said, this is a card game. So what will happen is we've got things like a casual mode, which is just a very simple way of essentially playing a pickup game. You've got ranked mode. So when you unlock at a certain rank, you can start playing in the ranked mode. I'm rank 40, just been playing a little bit now. And you've got apocalypse mode if you want larger games. And you've also got the training mode as well, and I've completed all those too. So anyway, we're going to go back to just a casual mode, all right? And I'm going to show you first of all how you build a deck. I'm going to show you how the actual game plays, some advanced tactics, and then we're really going to get stuck into looking at some of the warlord abilities that give you some nuances between all the different cards and why collecting cards in this is super important, and it actually is the main way that you level up and increase your rank. I think some other card games that I've played, there's been no real need to collect multiples of the same, but in this game there really is. There's a reason to, and the more games you win, the more cards you receive, and then you can level up your cards and ultimately improve your ranking. So we're going to go to war. Now, we're not going to use this deck, we're going to use a very basic one. So what we're going to do first of all is choose our warlord. Now, the higher the rank, you then unlock different warlords at that time. So we're just going to pick the Space Marine Gravis Captain, okay? Then what we're going to do is we need to pick our army. Now we get up to 200 points, and each of these models, so these are all the warlords at the top here that you can choose from that I've unlocked over time. I found those cards, I've played enough games to find them, and you can actually purchase some as well for some of the requisition on the app, and the more games you win, the more requisition you score. Now, I will say this, that certainly purchasing the odd thing now and again can speed up finding those cards that you really want, but it's not an essential thing to do. Most of the time, I'm just basically spending the requisition based on what I'm already earning from winning games. Here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this. We're going to remove all these models from the top. We're going to go with a very different focus of this list. And then what you've got is either your bodyguards. Now, the key to win combat cards is to kill the enemy warlord. Nothing else really matters. So you're going to use your bodyguards to protect your warlord and try and do as much damage as possible to your opponent's bodyguards before you finally work your way to killing the warlord. And I'm going to show you how that happens. But before we do that, we've got to get our army list sorted. So we've got 200 points to fill already. Our Gravis Captain has taken up some of that. Let's go to the bottom and see what goodies we've got down here. The further you scroll down, the better the cards you're going to find. And I have the Brutalis Dreadnought, so he's going to make it. He's 70 points, okay, so we've only got 98 left. What else have I got here? Ashtaroth, let's stick him in. We're going to go for a combat-themed army. Then I've got 44, so let's put in each of these different characters or units have a very unique role. So if I go on the Brutalis, if I click on his information, he's really good. This is an ability down here. And if you click that ability, it tells you what he does. He's a big game hunter, so he's going to do extra damage against other really big, expensive units, okay? And you can see his attack profiles. He's okay at shooting at 35 damage. He's got 0 psychic ability, and he does 89 damage in combat. So this is really a combat monster. So we're going to pair that with Ashtaroth. Let's see what he does. So when he's deployed, he gets basically a little boost on his combat when he reaches level 2. And I'm not even at level 2 yet. So maybe taking this character might not be the best thing because I'm not going to actually have any of his special abilities. So I'll tell you what, Ashtaroth, you can sit on the bench until we found some more cards and we've leveled you up. So for example, we've got this chaplain here. And you can see where it's green, it says upgrade. So this means I found multiple of the cards. And what I'm going to do here is spend some of my requisition to upgrade him. So he goes from a level 1 to a level 2. Sometimes you might get a stat improvement, sometimes you might get more health, or sometimes you might unlock some of these cool abilities. So, 44 damage, I'll take it. You can make the list today. So we've got him. We'll take Sanguinary Guard, but first, let's upgrade him. So we're going to upgrade that Sanguinary Guard model, and he's got a really cool ability which taunts our enemy, okay? So it means all the damage is going to go to him. So let's put him in. Right, what else have we got here? We've got 55 points left. Yeah, Kroso Khan, you can make the cut. You're a bit of a weapon. 36, what else should we put in? Oh, yeah, one of the new Dark Angel models. Yeah, let's put him in. He's already at level 5. Cool. And we've got 22 left. Let's put in another Terminator. And we've got 10 left now. Let's just put in this Vanguard veteran. But first, let's make sure he's upgraded. You don't want to, go to war with ungraded cards. So, right, we've got the team, we've got 1 point left. We won't be able to spend that. Let's deploy. Okay, so we're now trying to find an opponent. Right, here we go. So we're up against Reinhardt, the Chapter Master, okay? Now, we're going first because our initiative is slightly higher, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It means that we get to put the first card down and our attack sequence will kick off first. We've got 3 spaces we can place our cards, and this is basically your deployment. Now, you can actually switch these about as you go through deployment to really kind of counteract our opponent. Now, I'm going to show you what our Warlord ability does. This is an advanced tactic. So if you click down here at the bottom left, the first time this friendly model would be destroyed, it is instead has 5 wounds remaining. So when my opponent thinks he's killed me, actually, that's not going to be true. So unlucky Chapter Master Reinhardt, that might not be the case for you. And you're going to also have a special rule which says when a friendly card kills an enemy card, it gains, 40% of that attack's card stats, even if its attacking card did not have any of those attacks previously. Okay, so it's going to get pretty spicy. We're going to lead with the Terminator. He's got a shield ability, which means he's going to buff some of that damage. So we're going to put him in there. Oh, they've got a Bloodthirster. This could be a problem. So I'm going to put the I'm going to put the Brutalist Dreadnought, because we know he's really good at that big game hunter, into that space. And we're going to try and counteract that Bloodthirster. Okay, the Hellbrute is just dropped. Okay, we're a bit outmatched here, but there we go. That is life. So we're now going to put in our Dark Angel Terminator, and we're going to see what they've just done the old switcheroonie, and now this is the problem when you deploy first. Sometimes your opponent can out-deploy you, which means my Brutalist Dreadnought is going to be wasted against the Chaos Renegade Psyker. Great. Okay, anyway, there we have it. Now, when we come to attack, and it's our turn, we can do one of 3 things. We can either attack in combat, and we're going to do 158 damage, and they're going to do 176. That's not going to bode well for us. Our attack damage will go in first, and then if any of the cards are survived, they will get to attack back. And you only ever attack the card in front of you. If there's not a card there because it's been destroyed, then you attack the closest one, okay? So this is basically the pairings. Now, I could do some psychic damage, and I'm going to do absolutely 0. So we're probably not going to lead with that one. Shooting, I'm going to do 35. They're going to do 36. So we are absolutely outgunned, and we're also outcombated. But we're going to go for the combat, and we're going to see what we can kill. So we've killed the Renegade Psyker. We've done some damage to the Bloodthirster and also the Hellbrute. And this Taunt ability is actually dragging all the damage to this one model here, which is super cool because he's actually survived it as well. Okay, they've now brought in Typhus. Okay, they really bring in the weaponry for this, aren't they? So Chapter Master Reinhardt, then you've done well. You've done very, very well. So we've lost our first Dark Angel Terminator, and we're now attacking back. So you always attack back in the same way that you were attacked. So if you were shot, you'll shoot back. If you attack in combat, so on and so forth, okay? Now, the real interesting one is when you've got an army, something like Tau that only does shooting, or, you've got a real psychic build, because that allows you to sometimes, against your opponent, do damage without receiving any damage back. Although you might not do optimal damage, again, this is where that kind of tactical depth really comes in, along with matching up all the different abilities. So we're going to put in our character here that we spoke about earlier, our Chaplain. So he has a slight debuff, which will start to go on to Typhus over there. Good, he's now being debuffed. And we're going to go again with, the combat. So here we go, combat time. Can we kill the Bloodthirster? No, we haven't quite killed the Bloodthirster, but there we go. Right, we're now taking some damage back. We probably should have died here, but that's where our Chapter Master ability has come in to save our Terminator. But then it did die for some other special reason. Maybe it was poisoned or whatever. But anyway, we're going to move on. So we've now got Kuroso Khan. He's also a big game hunter, so it kind of makes sense for him to go in, I think, here. And we're going to kill that Bloodthirster off, I think. So that's what we're going to go for. There. Now they're going to attack us back. What are they going to go for? They're probably going to go for combat, I reckon. Yeah, they have. Yeah, I'm seeing it happen now. So okay, again, that special ability coming in here has just saved us. Yeah, Kuroso Khan's killed the Bloodthirster. He's now fought on death, though, which has killed the Brutalis before it's got the swing in retaliation. This is absolutely crazy. This is actually quite a close game. They've only got one card left. We've still got 3, so we're not out of it just yet. So we're now going to put in our Sanguinian Guard, who will soak up majority of the damage for a little while until that card has been destroyed, which will save Kuroso Khan, I think, if that pays off. Okay, and this became quite an intense game for a learn to play. And there's a lot going on, but you can see I'm quite passionate about it. It's our time to attack. This is even better. Okay, cool. Which means then all the retaliation damage will go on our Sanguinary Guard, meaning Kuroso Khan can essentially strike for free along with our Chaplain. Now they've deployed the Warlord because it's their last card left. As soon as we've killed this Warlord and we've done 181 points of damage to it, it doesn't matter if these two are still alive. It doesn't matter. We're going to win. Well, maybe. Here we go. This game is tense. So Kuroso Khan's done 64 damage, and we've done 26 to the Warlord there. Here we go. Right, we've just, we've lost the Sanguinary Guard. Yeah, he's gone. And now they've started attacking our Chaplain. Okay. Okay, cool. This is, not going well. Because our Warlord now needs to come into the fray. But the Vanguard vet's going to step in. He'll do some immediate damage even before, anything actually happens, because he's got a special ability that allows him to strike super fast. I was correct. Cool. He's only done 14 damage, though. It's not maybe enough. Oh, they've gone for psychic damage. Interesting. It means that the Hellbrute won't do anything, meaning Kuroso Khan's going to survive. And they haven't done a huge amount of damage here either. So we're going to go back in with combat, and we're going to see what we can do. Yeah, definitely combat is still the way. And we're just looking at the stats to see where our damage is actually happening. We're so close to killing that Hellbrute. If we could have just killed him there, I think the game could have turned in our favour. But there we go. Now it's Warlord on Warlord, and they're actually doing a fair bit of damage to us. And the issue here is that now the Hellbrute and Typhus can all attack into our Warlord because it's the only card left, and we've just lost the game. Defeated. But it was a good game, actually. It came quite down to the wire there. It could have swung in that last turn. But Chapter Master Reinhardt, I think you've done a really good job there. Great little list. And that is really how you play this game. So for me, once you've actually played the game, you'll also, if you win, you can unlock new stuff. So what I can do here is, this is a pack of cards I can unlock. So I'm just going to tap that. And I can either wait some time, or I can spend 18 points of my plasma reaction mana resources, which I'm going to do. I'm going to skip the wait, and I'm going to open up the cards. Okay, so I found 4 cards. I've got some extra resources. I've also found a Termagant or something. I've got an Orc Looter, and I've got an Inquisitor. So now we found those cards, we're going to actually go into the cards section, which is just down here on the bottom. Then when you get to the card section, you can see all your different warlords here, and you can also organize them by faction. So we're going to go and find that Inquisitor we found to see if we can get him upgraded. So we're going to go to the Imperium, and then we need to find our Inquisitor amongst all the others. So they're the warlords, he's not up there. We're going to find if we found enough of that card now to upgrade him. If not, we have. Okay, so here we go. Now we can upgrade this card, and we're going to see what benefit we get. Okay, so we've done, I think we get 5 extra damage there in combat. Also, we get this ability. This is then our opponent becomes afraid when they're opposite this card. So we can kind of use that to like debuff enemy units, which is pretty cool. So there we have it. That is how you play combat cards. Now, the training games are super fun. They're actually quite difficult to actually accomplish. You really do feel like you are leveling up and needing to improve your strategy along with some of those advanced tactics that I spoke about earlier. Now, I really, really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I really hope you do pick up combat cards and you give it a try. Now, if you do feel like this is a mobile game that you wouldn't mind, sitting on the bus or the plane, on your lunch break, whenever it might be, that you want to play this game, it can really scratch that 40k itch for you. It certainly has for me. And also the other thing I like about it is I can play with some of the other factions that I might not have the collections for as well, because the cards are absolutely beautiful and you do really feel like you are often playing with those armies themselves. And if you do want to check it out, the link is below in our description where you can try combat cards for yourself. So give it a try, and if you've liked this video, let us know in the comments, and if you already play combat cards, we'd love to hear from you and what faction you play. And maybe I'll see you across the mobile Ethernets at some point in the future. Take care.